Hello YouTube, this is DJ Propona here, and I'm here to introduce you my Yosenju deck profile that I nearly topped out locals with. Let's just go right into the deck profile. I play 3,1s, 2,2s, and 3,3s. It's a little weird that I run 2,2s, but when I was talking to other people who also run the deck, they were telling me that the effect of comma 2 doesn't really come in handy much. So let me just explain what all of their effects do, of course. Comma 1 is basically your bouncer. While you control another Yosenju monster, he can target one face-up card your opponent controls and bounce it back to the hand. The effect of comma 2 is he can attack directly, but when he does so, all the damage is halved. So basically you can be swinging for 900, and he works great when you have comma 3 on the field, whose effect is when another Yosenju monster you control inflicts damage to inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can search off of him and search for another Yosenju card, which also includes their counter trap, which is the secret move. But usually I use him to search for like maybe what I'm about to introduce to you now, the 2 Tsujiks or the 2 left pendulums, Yosenju Shinchu L. So the effect of Tsujik, he's basically like an honest, but he just bumps your monster's attack up to 1,000 during the damage step. Or you can normal summon him and you'll also target one of your Yosenju monsters that you control and bump it up to 1,000. The effect of the left pendulum is that if a Yosenju monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effects, you can destroy this card instead. That's his pendulum effect. And his regular monster effect is if this card's normal summoned, change it to defense position. Your opponent cannot target Yosenju monsters with card effects except this one. The next card I play is the one Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear. I just use them to get rid of the Tenkis and search for Tenkis. Other than that, I don't really see them often because I only play one of them. That is, what is that, 13 monsters, and now on to the spells. I play 3 Fire Formation Tenki, the basic search for all monsters in this deck except the left pendulums, because they're all beast warriors. Yeah, I just use this to search for whatever I need. It runs great in the deck. I run 3 Pot of Duality. This deck can basically abuse Pot of Duality because it rarely special summons, and when you do, it's only from the extra deck to just go into XE summons to protect you or whatever. Then I play 3 Mystical Space Typhoons. This deck really kind of, you need to just get rid of their back row. I mean, this deck runs Vanity, so you don't really have to worry about Vanitys Emptiness, but I would just use it as protection, sometimes blind MST, but if I see there's something that's stopping me, like Skill Drain, I'd MST that. You really need to run 3 MSTs. I do play the 1-ofs of 1 D-Fissure, 1 Divine Wind, 1 Darkhole, and 1 Creature Swap. Alright, for Dimensional Fissure, it runs great with your Vanitys Emptiness because now your monsters aren't going to the graveyard and they're just going to get banished instead. The 1 Divine Wind is basically, its effect says once per turn of a wind monster you control returns to the hand except during the damage step. You can special summon 1 level 4 or lower wind monster from your deck. I would mostly special summon the left pendulum from my deck in like a normal, special summon it in defense because it's a 2100. It has a 2100 defense. It's pretty strong when it comes to that. Nothing can really get over it. It's a pretty good card. Sometimes I side it out for something else. Darkhole because Ragiki's cool, but let's just go with the original Darkhole. I also do side Ragiki if I feel like I need it. And Creature Swap because this deck really can abuse that card. When you like normal summon, let's say you do your normal summon combos and you bring out Tsujik and like, well, comma 3 then Tsujik, I would Creature Swap their boss monster with my Tsujik and then just seriously end my turn and get both monsters back because Tsujik's going to come back to my hand, comma 3 is going to come back to my hand, their boss monster is going to stay on my side of the field. At my locals, I did this to this guy's Burning Abyss deck and used it on his Dante. and it kind of stunned him for a second there for maybe good 2 turns. We literally ended our turns immediately because he couldn't do anything about it. Alright, that leaves us with 13 spells. Let's move on to the traps. I run 3 Yosenju's Secret Move. The effect of this: when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated while you control at least 1 Yosenju card, and all face-up monsters you control are Yosenju monsters, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. I remember using this when they tried to like Torrential Tribute, Bottomless, Darkhole, any of my commas, and even Solemn Warning them. And then I would just follow up with my normal summons and just go for massive damage. So 3 secret moves are pretty much necessary. You can search with them through comma 3 as well. Then I run, of course, 3 Vanitys Emptiness. This deck does not special summon, and when it does, like I said, it's only from the extra deck, so use 3 Vanities. I've stunned Burning Abyss with this because I had the Vanitys Nekroz Cosmos / D-Fissure combo out, and they were not getting any of their combos off during the match, and basically stunned them. So I went 2-0 for that one match against the first Burning Abyss. So yeah, 3 Vanities I'd say is a necessity. Always need it. Always happy to see it. I then run 3 Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain is really great, I would say, in this deck because you could target their effect monster on the field, negate its effects, which is just amazing, and then it also can attack. So it's also like attack, stoppage, and effect negation. So I'd say 3 Fiendish Chain's very great in this deck. 2 Mirror Force, because I don't want to run just D-Prison, and D-Prison only gets rid of 1 monster. I mean, yes, it banishes it, which is, I guess, good against Burning Abyss, but I'd rather run the Mirror Force because if they're going to attack with, like, everything, I'd rather just get rid of all of their monsters as fast as I can. So, 2 Mirror Force is great. Then for the 1-ofs, Nekroz Cosmos, Bottomless, Darkhole, and Solemn Warning. Nekroz Cosmos works great with the Vanitys Emptiness. You keep them both on the field. Everything's getting banished. Vanitys doesn't go back to... Vanitys doesn't get destroyed because everything's not going to the graveyard. And it also works great with, Yosenju Tsujik, because you can... This card's effect does not say send to the graveyard, if you can see that. Yep. It says it would be discarded instead. So it works pretty well with Nekroz Cosmos and keeping Vanities on the field. So it'll just get banished and Vanities will be staying. Bottomless, because it's Bottomless. Pretty much always want to see it. It's great. And the 1 Solemn Warning because it's Solemn Warning. Alright, on to the extra deck. 1 Heartland Draco. I guess you could say he works great with the Tenkis because then they can't target him. So if you know you're going to be left open, you don't have like a Mirror Force or anything, or Fiendish Chain, I'd say you can go into him while you have like at least the Tenkis up, and they can't really attack it. I mean, they can attack. Yeah, they can't attack it because its effect is, well, you control a face-up spell card. This card cannot be targeted for attacks, and then you can also attack directly with it the next turn if it lives. 1 Carnagorgon, the Anti-Luminescent Knight. 1 Diamond Dire Wolf. 1 Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. This card, its effects can only be applied and resolved while it has an Xyz material, and it can attack your opponent directly, and your opponent cannot target any harpy monsters with effects or attacks, which I guess would include itself. So that's a pretty good card there. Then I play 1 Abyss Dweller, didn't use him. 1 Brotherhood of the Five-Faced Tiger King, didn't use him, but I mean it would work great with your Tenkis to get him off the field and everything. 1 Ragna Zero, I put him in just in case I would see Klees at the locals, and I didn't because their attacks are never really their original attacks, I would assume. 1 Black Ship of Corn, it's like a cowboy. Get rid of it, burns for 1,000 if you know you can't like attack directly and their monster's not 21 or anything. Let's get rid of these. Then I play 1 Exciton Knight. It's Exciton Knight, basically saves your butt during your main phase or their battle phase. Then I run 2 101 Silent Honor Arcs and 2 Castels. I only run 2 of each because I don't have Lightning Chidori, unfortunately. And now for the MVP of the deck, which really saved my butt. Double Cowboy. I don't really have much to say except Cowboy for game. yeah, that's it for the extra deck with 15 monsters. And if I didn't mention already, there were 14 trap cards. Sorry. Now for my side deck, which kind of came in handy, but I never really did see any of the cards I sided in, and still was able to beat a few decks. So I keep the third Kamatu into here just in case I do need to go into it. I'd probably like take out the Fire Fist Bear or one of the spells and traps, maybe like a creature swap if I didn't see myself using any of those spells or traps. But I didn't even side them in at all. I'd say running 2 Kamatus is great. You don't really need its effect that often, and when you do, it's when you have 3 out. Triple Max C, because basically every deck in this format except Yosenju's special summons, like Nekroz, Burning Abyss, Spiritual Beast. So I'd side those maxis in just in case I saw there was stuff I can chain to in game 1 and get a lot out of. Triple Flying C. I sided this in for the Burning Abyss matches, which I ran into 2 of. I never really did see it, I would say, but I would assume that when I did have it, it would stop them from getting out their Dantes, and they just would be pretty much stunned. So that's the monsters for the side deck. Then for the spells, Book of Moon, because it's Book of Moon. Night Beam, just in case I saw myself needing extra back row destruction. The one Snatch Steal, in case I wanted to get out of take out creature swap or anything, or I don't know, I just have it in there. Another creature swap, because one creature swap might not have been enough for me, and it's a really fun card to combo with the commas, basically. And then one Regeki, because if I didn't want Darkhole, if I wanted to run both Darkhole and Regeki, because they were normal summoning or just heavy summoning a lot, I would just run them both, but I never really did side it in, so that's the spells. And then for the traps, Double Mind Crush and Torrential Tribute. I did run into another Yosenju deck. I beat them 2-0, only because they were using the Pendulum build, and it was running really slow for them when they were doing like training grounds. But I do have to say that the Pendulum build is a lot slower in my opinion, so if you're trying to play competitively, don't run the Pendulum build. However, if you are trying to play for fun, just for fun with like friends or whatever, go for the Pendulum build. Use the dieback. Have fun with that. It's a great laugh. And yep, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day. See you.